It's HBR, All Things Considered, and I'm Dave Lawrence. This week we have the Manhattan Transfer back in town tonight through Saturday at the Blue Note, and we are lucky to have a return appearance from one of their longtime members, Cheryl Bentyne, who should be on the line with us right now. Cheryl?
Hello.
There you are, young lady.
There we are, reunited.
It's so good to hear your voice again.
Yeah, good. I'm glad this all worked out right.
Seems like it was just yesterday we had you guys in the studio, but it was back in 2017, if you can believe that. And
really?
Yeah, and since then, just a truckload of stuff you've been up to, including releasing The Junction, and I'm guessing that's going to help inform the show that we're getting.
Well, yeah, that record was kind of a new milestone. Our new member, Trist Curlis, is on this. We ventured back to the beginning sounds of the group, but it really sounds like a traditional Transfer record, I think. All that eclecticism, it's like a bossa, then a real hardcore electro swing, and a little tip of the hat to Tuxedo Junction on a song called The Junction. Then we did like a Herbie Hancock Cantaloupe Island, but turned it into a vocal of the rap that was done on top of Cantaloupe Island back in the 90s by a group. It's like full circle in a strange way, and we wrote a lot of it. It's almost 10 years since the last CD, so over that decade, a lot happened. I got ill a couple times, and I was off the road. Right. And then Tim got very sick, Tim Hauser, and he passed away. We were just kind of hanging on and trying to get through the different illnesses. And then Tris came in and replaced Tim, and I came back out. So there was a lot that went on during that period of time.
You also got another. You guys have been honored a lot through the years. We'll talk about some of your cool honors in a moment. But one recent one, again, sort of just highlighting things that have happened with the Manhattan Transfer since you were last with us, is the National Music Council American Eagle Award. I see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. It's just, we're very grateful for all of this. Any acknowledgement of a group that's been around 47 years is pretty remarkable in my book. So we're always grateful and I hope humbled by this.
When you got that award, wasn't Chick Corea also getting honored, a guy that you guys had an unusual connection to because you did a whole record cover and his stuff, and then there you are with him. He was getting an award then too, right?
Yeah, it was nice. It was very nice. Obviously, we're huge fans. He's definitely one of our musical heroes. That was challenging. It was not as easy as we thought it was going to be because his music, you love it, you listen to it, but then you go, oh, we're going to sing this. Yeah. So we bit off a lot, not more than we could chew, but it was probably the most challenging record we've ever attempted. I'm real proud of it. What I love about this group, so much about it, that we just try stuff. It's not like we're trying for a commercial hit. Right. Those days are past. Because what is that now? There's no clear definition of what a hit record is. We just try and do what inspires us and what we get a passion for. And that's not easy because there's 4 people. Could be 4 different passions,
No, that's
so we
true.
Have to, like I said, when it came around to doing this record, we had to kind of let it sit for a while and brew. And you have to kind of wait until it's ready. You can't push it or force it.
Kind of like being a winemaker.
Yeah.
In a way.
Kind of. You have to let it just sit. And and ferment.
Well, you in that time, on that note of what you let sit and then other things that are, I guess, ready and the percolation process has led to a release, you released a solo record since we last talked, Rearrangements of Shadows, the music of Stephen Sondheim.
Yes, I did. This is something I wanted to do for many, many, many years. I was really, honestly terrified because the closer you get to learning a piece of his, any piece, I don't care, you have to be sure you know what you're doing, because it's not easy music. Like I said, after I went through my 2 bouts of cancer, I came out of it going, it's time to do this now. There's no time like the present because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So I did take the step and started choosing tunes, and that wasn't easy because they're all directly connected with storyline in his shows. So you pluck one out and then you go, ooh, no one's going to understand what I'm doing here because it doesn't connect with what happened in the show before the song.
The context, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't consider that at all, so I really had to think it through. And I don't know if he would approve. I'm too terrified to ask him or let him hear the music. So.
Didn't Judy Collins, that's one of her biggest hits, was the Steven song?
Oh, Send in the Clown.
Did you do that on there?
I did, and I did it with my dear friend Mark Kibble from Take Six.
Oh, wow.
That's what he wanted to do. I wanted him to do another song. I wasn't going to do that song. It's too obvious, and it's been done beautifully by her, etc.
I see another thing that you guys did, I guess, again, in between when you were on the show with us and us talking now. For the last few years prior to this Christmas time, Herb, Alpert, and Lani Hall have been playing here in Honolulu, and I see that you guys did a Manhattan Transfer, Herb, Alpert, Lani Hall Christmas show.
Mm-hmm. That was nice. That was fun. Come on. Historically, both of their music. One of my first records was Sergio Mendes in Brazil 66. I knew every lick of hers. And then, of course, everyone had the Tijuana Brass albums, right?
Yep.
So, we're backstage hearing this going, oh, my gosh, this is like my life on stage musically. This is the music we all grew up on. Unfortunately, we didn't get to do anything together, but it was exciting.
Another one that I see, you were doing a little flashback post on your social media, and it goes back to the mid-'80s, and it was you guys at the White House. Nancy Reagan was in the picture, and it made me wonder, how many times have you ended up getting to play there, and for which different presidents?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that was exciting. That was obviously Ronald Reagan, and that was a big Gershwin tribute at the White House. Sarah Vaughan, I think Marvin Hamlish, Kitty Carlisle Hart. It was crazy. And then President Clinton, there was a thing all over D.C., different locations and different bands, Fleetwood Mac, blah, blah, blah. We were at the train station doing a concert. And then George W., we did a Christmas tree lighting. And unfortunately, Obama didn't ask us.
Aww.
I was real upset.
What'd you get? You got 3 of them in there.
Yeah, pretty exciting.
Shame Bill didn't grab the sax and do a little jamming with you.
I know. Yeah, we didn't have a saxophone on stage. Otherwise, he may have,
That is
that
some
cool.
Funny stuff. And we mentioned you guys getting awards. How many Grammys in all have you guys
We have
got?
10 altogether.
Where do you keep your Grammys?
They're proudly presented on a shelf. Sometimes they break, which is really a drag because part of them are metal and part of it is plastic. And, I know. It's pretty, they're kind of wonky.
Part plastic. Nice. I think that's the first time I've heard that revelation. So you can break them pretty easy, huh?
Yeah, well, the big horn that comes up, that's metal. But what it's hooked onto, what it's attached to, is plastic. So if that breaks, I don't know how you would hear those two things. I've tried every glue imaginable, Gorilla Glue, Crazy Glue. None of it works. Some of them are kind of have some duct tape wrapped around them. Only because for me, I've moved a lot. So when you pack things,
that's a great lesson for people listening. When you're packing your Grammys, make sure to pack them real good.
Pack them real good.
You don't want them to have a little crack or whatever.
My favorite moment, I think, of all time, other than getting our first Grammy, was singing with Ella Fitzgerald on the Grammys. We presented an award, and so we did How High the Moon a cappella, and then opened it up for her to scat, and the room went crazy. It's on YouTube. You can find it. And it was just one of those moments where, thank you, God. I mean, it was just unbelievable that we were part of that moment in time when the Grammy Awards were something else than what they are now. That's all I'm going to say about that.
What a memory, though. I'm going to play that as the outro music for our little thing here.
That would be nice. It's only on YouTube. We never recorded it with her.
Well, thank you for YouTube. They have a lot of cool stuff on there,
right?
For sure.
I know. It's great.
It's Cheryl Bentyne, Manhattan Transfer, back in the islands and at the Blue Note tonight through Saturday, 6:30 and 9. I really appreciate you taking some time and doing this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See you there.
We're going to sing first.
All right.
We just want to tell you one thing. It's a great honor for us to be up here with you, and even a greater honor to sing with you. It really is.
Well, thank you. I hope you feel that way when I finish. And it's an honor with you.